back. On today's video, we're talking about how to manage credit when times get tough. Everyone can manage your credit when times are easy. You get money in, you pay money out. Pretty simple. But when times get hard, here are steps that I have seen be successful in managing your credit. Number one, it starts everything with good preliminary details, meaning pay your bills, avoiding debt plague when times are good, not when times are hard. This doesn't do you any good if you're already in tough times, but it sets the groundwork for when times do get bad. Always paying your bills sets up a good relationship with you and your creditor. They know that they can trust you. They understand that you do pay your bills on time, every time when you're able to. That one time, that one-off event, and keep in mind I'm saying it intentionally, one time when things go bad, does mean something to creditors. Don't want their lendees to be in debt. They don't want people to make late payments. That not only hurts your credit, it hurts their standing with other people. Creditors, major creditors at least, have to report default dates or default rates. If you are defaulting on your debt, that can, in a small way, hurt them, especially if lots of people do it. Managing your bills and paying them on time makes it so that when things do get tough, you're able to reach out to them and ask them for help. They may be able to put you in an extended payment period. They may be able to extend your payments out. They may be able to temporarily reduce your interest rate. And in some instances, we have seen creditors add payments to the end of your loan. If it's an installment account like a car loan or a personal loan or a home loan, they have been able to take those payments that you miss and add them to the back. It may hurt your credit. It may have a negative delinquency on your credit, but it allows you to catch up, get back on track without going into default. Here's what I recommend doing after you've already taken the preliminary steps of paying your bills on time and not having any debt that you absolutely can't avoid. If you get in a situation where you can't pay your bills, before you are late, call your creditors. Explain to them what's happening. Now, if you owe money to family members, that's usually pretty easy, especially if you have been paying them on time all the time. They're able to understand, yes, this is a one-off event, and they're usually very willing to work with you. With other creditors, they may be a little less flexible because they have those delinquency rates they have to report, but they're willing to help you out, especially if it's, again, a one-off event. Explore solutions on both the payment side and the income side. And here's what I mean by that. With the payment side, you can call your creditors and ask them if there's a forbearance option or if there's an option to help you get through a rough period. Also, though, if you have good credit, you may be able to refinance the loan with somebody else. Refinancing a loan generally will give you a 30-day payment grace period that allows you to get back on track. You may be able to switch from one credit card to another. If you can go from a standard credit card that you're paying 15, 18, or 22% interest on to a credit card that gives you 0% interest for 6 to 8 months, that can significantly lower your payment and allow you that time to get back on your feet. Also exploring options on the income side, meaning can you do a side hustle short term or take a job short term that may not be ideal. There's a lot of holiday type jobs that come up that are only intended to be short term. You could also do the side hustles that are very common, Uber Eats or just Uber or DoorDash or some of those options that allow you to get cash in that you need right away and help service those debts. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of implications that can come with those, so make sure you decide your car insurance need to change, etc. But those are options that give you immediate cash while you're looking for the longer term fix. Exploring the restructuring options, and we mentioned that a little bit by switching lenders or taking out a different personal loan. Those are things that can help you during the tough times that may give you that option. Something else that some lenders may offer you is a payment pause. Can you pause payments for 60 to 90 days? Again, rolling those late payments into the end of your loan would help you be able to get back on your feet and may allow them to not report it as a delinquency on their delinquency reports. Those are the proactive options that you can take. Now, I cannot give, and I will not be giving this as financial advice, credit advice, legal advice, or anything else. So take this with a grain of salt and make sure you do your own research. But if I were in a situation where I've exhausted all of the options we've talked about, I've exhausted my personal fund, and I had to have another short-term fix while I was looking for another source of income, I would look at, and again, this is me, not making this as a recommendation, but understanding, let me give you this understanding first, understanding that when you're looking at credit, your payment history is 35% of your score, your amounts owed and credit utilization is 30% of your score, and your credit mix is 10% of your score. This is the area that would be most effective, your payment history. If I were in a situation where I could not afford the payments, I would look at a selective default. And by that I mean pick one account that would give me the most relief and it would have the least impact. And by that, here's the thing that I would look at. Is it a medical debt where it may not be reported to my credit for 1 year? Is this not a car loan because I need my car to get to work? Is this something that maybe is a personal loan that just isn't as critical to my credit? I would not default on all of my accounts. I would default on one of my accounts. The reason being is right here. My payment history would be affected, but it may not affect all of my credit accounts, and that's much easier to explain and overcome when you're going in for a future loan. It wouldn't necessarily affect my amounts owed and credit utilization, again, if it's a short-term 1 or 2 month payment default. It would not affect my credit mix. Yes, my credit history would take a hit, but it would be much easier to overcome. Now, this only works if you're fixing the problem. If you're going to be able to fix this problem, find that new job within 30, 60, 90 days, and then be able to get back on track. If none of the other options worked, that is how I would address it. With the end goal, of course, being to get back on track, to fix all of the credit items, and then be back on track with a payment history that shows this was truly a one-time event. I hope this has been helpful to you. If it has, please give us a like below. If you like this type of content or could use this in your life, do consider subscribing to the channel. And if you know someone who may benefit from this, consider sharing. Thank you for being here. We'll see you on the next one.